from stampingdough.com, and today I'm going to show you how I created this card. So we're using the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set and some new designer paper from the annual catalog. So let's get started. So first, this is the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it has beautiful sunflowers, some leaves, and some really nice greetings that come in it. And I've used this a lot in the past, I don't know how long it's been out, but however long it's been out, and it is really beautiful. So for this card, I just used a greeting, so the thanks a bunch. I love the fonts that come in this. And then I also used the dies that are part of that set, and it's the sunflower dies. They have lots of different cutouts that go with it, and you have to buy the two individually, but when I buy stamp sets that have matching coordinating products, I always get the two, but it's up to you, obviously. Okay, so first what I did is I picked out my colors. So I'm doing Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and then I'm using some of the new designer paper, and it is so pretty. I'm going to show you all the patterns that come with it. So for this particular card, I'm using this design, which came off of this piece of designer paper. So as you can tell, there's lots of different colors that you can use. I just decided to use these colors at the bottom and coordinated my cardstock to go with it. So of course you can do this card with different patterns, different colors, but I love this designer paper. It's called Hues of Happiness 12 by 12 paper, and it goes with our Happiness Abounds stamp set. It is so pretty together, but I decided for this card just to use the paper. So let's see some of the patterns. You can see they have these beautiful, beautiful flowers. The cool thing about this suite is that there is dies that coordinate with some of these flowers, but they also go with some of the flowers in these papers that you can cut out. So this particular design right here, you can cut these out using the dies that go with this set. So really, really gorgeous. And as you know, our designer paper has two different sides. So you can see there's one design on the back. You have a different design, and you get two pieces of each. So there is this one, which is the one that I used. You can see the watercolors. And I love all the colors. They're so beautiful for spring, for summer. Let's see what else we have. We have this one here, which uses some of the darker blues as the background. And then another look of watercolor. And you have this one. And then the background. And then this last one here, which I cannot wait to use the dies on. And then this colors. Okay, so now that we've gone through the paper, I'm going to show you how to cut out the sunflowers. So for the sunflowers, I am using the die that has the outline stamp, or outline die, sorry, of the sunflower. And I cut out two pieces. So one is our basic white cardstock in 3.5 by 3.5 inch. And then I'm using some of our adhesive sheets. So if you haven't seen these in the book yet, so they are adhesive sheets. They come 6 by 12 inch, and they literally are what they say. So it's a piece of adhesive. When you cut it out, it looks like this. So it'll make basically the back of whatever you cut out a sticker. So on one side, if you actually fold it a little bit, you'll see that it already has kind of like a score mark of where you're going to peel it off. And then this part here is the sticky part. So we're going to put that on our cardstock. We're going to line it up and just give it a nice even press all over to make sure that that adhesive is going to transfer. And then the second piece is going to go like that, right beside. And again, give it a nice press. So when we put that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, we're going to put the cardstock, side up, and then we're gonna put our die on top. So I'm gonna pull in my machine, And we are going to, so basically tells you on here, if you haven't seen this new one, it tells you exactly the sandwiches that we need. So for this one, we're going to be using this sandwich here with one of the thin dies, okay? So the first piece that we put is the number 2. So this is our number 2. Put it on top. And again, you still have your sandwich here. We're going to put an acrylic plate, which is a number 3. And then you're going to put your cardstock, your die, and another number 3, which is our acrylic plate. So you can see mine have been really well loved. Actually, it's probably time to replace them, but they still work, so I've been using them. So we're going to roll that through. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. And oops, my die moved a little. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so you're going to roll that through. And because this one's a little bit more intricate, I actually rolled it forward and then backwards just to make sure that it was fully cut out. Now I'm going to pull the back of that piece here. So I have my take your pick tool, and with your take your pick tool you can actually purchase the attachment, which is for taking out these little pieces, okay? And it comes with this foam mat that will help you. And it fits right in. So basically it just kind of screws in. And the cool thing about your take your pick is you can change your little pieces that you put in there depending on what it is that you want to do. Okay, so now we're going to peel that out. Take that away. And the other side has a tool like this. So it has like kind of a little lifter piece, which you can use for rhinestones or any kind of other embellishments that you want to take. And it has this little picky tool, which I use to kind of poke out my little pieces. You can also use your fingers if you find it goes a little quicker, but some of them I really do need that little pick to kind of get out. Now don't worry too much, because once you take that adhesive piece off the back, it will remove some of these pieces along with it. So if you're having trouble with some of the pieces, it'll probably just get removed once you take that sticker part off. So I'm going to move that aside because I already have some done. So I did 4 of them, okay? Now technically you can probably just do 3 because you can actually use half and half here. But just to make things simpler for today, I just used 4. And we're going to take back our designer paper. Now this is where you're going to peel that backing off, and it's going to reveal the adhesive part. Okay, so we're going to just peel that back. And remember that there's 2 pieces, okay, because we had that little score mark. So 1 piece off. Now this is sticky. And you can find that second piece. And because this is intricate, just be careful, because you don't want to rip it. All right, so we're going to put 1 piece kind of at the top. There's no right and wrong of this, which is kind of fun. And then just press it down. I've done this kind of cards before where I've just used like a little bit of liquid glue or something on the back, but it is definitely quite faster to use these adhesive sheets. And a little less messy too. Okay, so we're going to peel that back. Once you have them all on, you can either use your trimmer or use some paper snips and just basically trim the excess. Sometimes putting it upside down works too, so you can actually see a little bit better where you need to trim. So once you have it all trimmed, we're just going to adhere it to our back layer, which is a Daffodil Delight. I'm actually going to press down on here just to make sure that those flowers are down. And then take this, put your fingers on this part, so always have the stamp and seal this way. And just add your adhesive. And if you find it's not sticky, just kind of bring it up a little bit and then it's going back. Okay, so we're gonna add that to our Daffodil Delight. Each piece is 1/4 of an inch difference. So now we're gonna take our basic white crinkled ribbon, and where's that? Right here. And we're just gonna cut a piece that's a tad longer than our cardstock. You're going to lay it on top. I mean, you can use just any kind of tape or whatever, but I tend to just pull out my what is it called? Tear and tape, sorry, and use it because it's always at my stamping table. And then we're going to adhere it like this, and then take the second piece, make sure it's straight, tear off another piece of the tear and tape. And the tear and tape is really good, like if you're doing boxes or if you're doing something that just needs kind of a stronger adhesive. The tear and tape is quite nice. It's double-sided, so I can take this little piece of paper off and it'll be adhesive on both sides. All right, about there, I think. So to replace your Stampin' Seal, the first one you actually buy the whole container and it comes with a Stampin' Seal. And then the second time you can just buy the refills. They come in this little packet and they save you some money. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find your Stampin' Seal name. You're going to take the bottom piece, and these pieces fit into here. So you can see this and this. So it's gonna go in like that. Make sure it's all the way. And then take the second piece, put it on top, and just click it into place. Okay, so if you feel sticky here, it's ready to start. So you can just go on your cardstock. And if you don't, you can kind of feed it a little bit with your finger and bring it up. So we're going to take our cardstock, our back card. So with the bone folder, you can make that crease look really nice and fresh, and it's going to close it really nicely. So we're going to take our cardstock and put it on top. And then with your crinkled ribbon, you're going to take another littler piece and we're just going to go underneath and just tie it into a knot. And once you have that, you're just going to cut the ends. So I just kind of give it a little tug here so it sits nicely. And then cut on an angle like that. So for the greeting, I just took some basic white cardstock with my Melon Mango ink pad. Just going to ink that up. So just make sure when you ink up, you're just kind of pressing onto here. You don't want to dig in because otherwise it's going to give you color everywhere and it may transfer onto your cardstock. We don't want that. So you can go onto your scrap paper, down and back up. So I see a lot of stampers are doing this kind of thing. So we don't want to do that. We just want to go down, back up, okay? Because you can see here, I get sort of some shadow lines. I used my stitched rectangular dies, and I like to put a little bit of washi tape on them so they don't move. And then I'm just gonna put it right through my Stampin' Cut machine to get my shape that I want. Once I have that, I can just pop it out and it gets you that really pretty stitched line on that rectangle. We're going to take some dimensionals. We have two sizes of dimensionals. These are our regular ones, and we all have mini ones. And we're just going to put some on our layer. I love dimensionals. It just adds a little something to the card. I use it pretty much on every card to pop something up. And then you're just gonna take the backings off. If you find that you have a hard time getting those backings off, just press with your fingernail if you have one, or with your tool here, and it'll kind of raise the edges. All right, now that's done, we're going to add it on here. And it just adds a little bit more of kind of a multi-dimensional here. And that's it. That's how you make this card. And of course you can use so many different backgrounds. and use whatever it is that you have on hand or this beautiful paper that I showed you today. So have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.